Slavery existed in many societies in many different forms, but for our purposes today, let's begin with the Roman Empire and the Roman form of slavery, which was basically this form of slavery was the one that basically anyone who lost to them, they were turned into slaves. Anyone who lost to the Roman Empire became slaves if they were not killed in battle. These slaves were more important than many people think. These slaves actually became teachers and carpenters and so on and so forth. They had jobs. They were even paid a little amount for their jobs. They sold for really high prices if they had the skills to match. There were special slaves in the Roman Empire called gladiators. These slaves actually fought with lions and tigers and other such exotic animals for the amusement of a crowd that watched them. These gladiators were treated better than normal slaves, and they were actually given a lot more comfort than regular slaves. In the Roman Empire, household slaves and gladiator slaves were a cultural norm, and they persisted. Even when Rome got a lot weaker and basically split into the Byzantine and the Western Roman Empire, they basically were very much still keeping slavery in there as a cultural norm. Basically, a long time after the Roman Empire, the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, and all of these centuries still had slavery as a norm, and it only became questionable when the Europeans started bringing black Africans and basically making them into slaves and making them work without pay. Slavery was such a norm in the 1700s and 1800s that George Washington, the first president of America and a freedom fighter against the British who fought for the freedom of the United States, he also had slaves and owned a lot of them actually. And of course, all of them were black because this form of slavery was inherently racist. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln became President of the United States. He was strictly against slavery and he wanted to abolish it from the United States. But it took him a long time because in 1861, the Union States, the north of the United States, and the Confederacy had a civil war among themselves. So basically, it was the American Civil War. The states in the north actually wanted to abolish slavery, just like how Abraham Lincoln wanted to do, and basically the South, so the Confederacy, was against the ending of slavery. They were against the abolishment of slavery. They wanted slavery to stay as an institution in the United States of America. The red flag here is the flag of the Confederates. They wanted slavery to stay. So basically, the Union actually wanted slavery abolished. The Union is the regular American flag. They were using that, and they basically were the northern states, and the southern states, the Confederacy, wanted slavery to stay, of course. This civil war lasted from 1861 to 1865, and in the end, the Confederates actually lost, the southern states lost, and slavery did get abolished in the end. And Abraham Lincoln, of course, said some very historic words then.